Here's an example of a coal-fired CliShay. I recently acquired this, complete with the stand. It was sitting in the back of a person's garage, kind of buried there. I want to give you just a closer view or look of what they had built. I'm assuming they built it, but maybe not. The front beam here is wood, and then the rest of it is a metal frame. This front coupler here needs to be secured. It's, I guess, just more for looks. The front water storage tank is a metal box. Appears to be like an electrical box they used. Nicely painted and pinstriped. The headlight up here is not completed. It's just a sheet metal housing. This roof here comes off, so I'll take it off so you can get a better look inside of the engine. Next we have a 2-cylinder engine. This is the throttle up here. You have drain valves on each side of the cylinders. There's a water pump here to pump water from the rear water tank into the boiler. On the other side there's a lubricator. I'll spin it around and show you the other side here in a minute. We have a blow-down valve, our water glass. This lever here operates the brake, which is down here. So when you pull this lever, it takes this brake pad and pulls it up against this wheel. This wheel here is attached to the main shaft, which on the other side there you can see that gear. That's the chain that goes up to the 2-cylinder engine, and then from there we have a series of chains and gears that power the trucks. So this chain here goes to that gear there, and then from there's another gear and that powers this front axle. This is a drain valve here. We have the ash pan right here, one on each side. And then this line here that's loose goes to a water pump, hand pump, which is missing, so I need to replace that. But very nice details on the trucks. This particular truck here, for some reason, is not sitting correctly, and the chain is not connected to the gear. I tried to connect it, but when I got it on the gear, it was so tight, I just had a hard time getting it on there. So I wonder if the chain is too short and needs to be extended. So we'll look at that when we get a chance. Okay, now looking at this roof, this is where the engineer and the fireman would operate from. This roof opens up, and then in here you have the blower valve, and then we have the gauge. We have obviously the opening where you put the coal. Oh, and I didn't show you this, but this lever here, this works the throttle. So in and out for the throttle. This back here looks like it was being repaired or replaced. It's brass, and it doesn't appear to be completed. There's holes here for rivets all along here and here, and needs to be completed. This is actually loose, needs to be mounted. But in this container here, this compartment was water, and then the pump is located in there. It looks like it was there at one time, but it was removed. Probably needed it for another project. This is the coal bin, complete with the shovel, handmade. And these are the grates. There's 2 sets of grates for inside the boiler where the coal will sit. Again, wooden pilot beam on the back. This is more substantial, and this coupler is very well secured, so I'm taking it that this is where they're hooking anything to pull it around. So this is kind of the overview of the one side, And let me spin this around and we'll take a look at the other side. Okay, here's the other side of the CliShay. And coming in closer, on this side we also have a drain valve behind the gauge, pressure gauge. Ooh, that's loose. We have a whistle, and we have the two safety valves. Here we have the Johnson bar, your forward and reverse. And the way this works, it's connected to a lever. It goes down here to this linkage, and then it pivots basically these gears. So when you want to go one direction, you pull it back and these gears will align and get power from the two-cylinder steam engine and then transfer down to the chain drive. To reverse, you pull it the other way, and when you do that, get over here, these gears engage. So basically, depending on which way you want to go, I don't know if you can see here, but basically this rocks back and forth. If you see right in the center there, you can see those gears rocking. So it'll engage one set or one side or the other to determine which way you'll travel. Also here we have a box that is a oil pump, or the steam cylinder oil to pump lubricant up into the cylinders. And again, this is the throttle linkage here to supply power, steam power. And that pretty much is the side of the engine. There's another ash pan here. Open and close. This is the main drive shaft gear and chain. The boiler appears to be the original. I'll take this stack off. This is the original design boiler with the copper tubes, a series of copper tubes soldered together to make the boiler. I know some people have gone to your more traditional steam engine style boiler with the flue tubes. Supposedly a better firing, easier to fire the engine. I haven't had this under pressure, don't know if there's any leaks, have to do a hydrostatic test, and then we'll see how it operates, and hopefully it'll be okay. So really the only thing that needs to be done with this is to finish getting a water pump and installing it and doing a hydro test on the boiler and trying it out, see how it works, see if there's any other issues or problems. Just recently the book came out, if anybody's interested, building the CliShay, and this just 2013, January 2013, just became available, and it's a reprint of the original articles from Live Steam on how to build it, and it's a great little book. It's a Village Press Publications, and along with all the original reprints of all the articles that were published on how to do it, there's a section in the back with pictures of what other people have done and modifications, so some different improvements from the original design. So if you're thinking about building one of these, obviously you'd want to get one of these books, or if you own one like myself, you might want it for a reference. It's a paperback, wire-bound, spiral-bound book, well worth the money. Village Press, the same company that puts out Live Steam magazine. So that's basically the overview of the CliShay. Kind of have it disassembled here. There we have it.